There were a number of Republican voters inside the diner having lunch when we caught up with them. We got the reaction to the New Hampshire primary and former President Trump's seeming march toward that nomination, clinching that nomination as he wins the first two races, the Iowa caucus, of course. We also talked to him about other candidates and issues important to them. Margie and Tom Goddard from Lititz were finishing up lunch when I talked to them about this high-stakes election. Former President Trump's victory over Nikki Haley in the Republican New Hampshire primary and the exit of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
We're very sad that DeSantis dropped out. We're for either Trump or Haley.
He's smart, and I think he's done a terrific job in Florida. And so I think he would just be a good president.
The DeSantis presidential campaign never got off the ground.
Just doesn't seem to have quite the charisma needed, for the American public now. But I think he's really, really good and really smart. My second choice would have been Nikki. My third choice, Trump, who I think would be fine. I wish he would be less acrimonious and not go after people the way he does. But I like his policies.
The Goddards say they are ready to support former President Trump.
I think we were in way better shape when he was president, and we'd like it back again.
First off, the border, I think, is a disaster.
They'd like to see the Pennsylvania primary moved up to an earlier date, but believe the state could have an important say in the November election.
Could go either way.
And we want to point out President Biden was not on the ballot in New Hampshire. He did win the write-in vote. The Democratic National Committee had voted to bypass New Hampshire and elevate South Carolina as its first primary in the nation. Live in Lancaster, Barbara Barr, News 8.